Analyst. Even before we move further, I would just like to know, uh, all of you who have joined the call, do you have idea about the role of a business analyst in general? Or is there anybody who doesn't know at all and he just wants to know the detail about the role? We'll start with that first and then we'll deep dive into what would be covered. So pin drop silence, does it mean everybody knows what is the role of a business analyst?
Guys, one request and to all of you, there is a Jay Prakash, Ranjan, Satish, Suhail, Usha, and Shivam. So since you are here, please utilize your time. That is very important. So respect your time. In this weekend on Sunday,
Hello.
this beautiful morning. Yeah, Shivam.
Hello.
So
Good
in yeah,
afternoon, sir.
good afternoon, Shivam. Just a moment, please. So in this Sunday beautiful weekend, you can go and sleep, but you are here, so please respect that. Ask the question, whatever you have. Yeah, Shivam, please go ahead.
So I have a question and a query too. That I haven't started the career in IT industry, but I want to start in this. I have 2 year experience of mechanical background, and right now I'm in just dilemma that why should I start in um, business analyst or in testing background because I have get the lectures and bit knowledge of agile methodology in testing background, but I haven't any knowledge in business analyst exactly. So what should I go for? I need the path or the clarity.
Okay, hold on. So maybe we'll answer the question, what is the role of a business analyst first? Maybe then I'll explain what exactly we would be covering. And later you can just think over this, and if this question is not answered, maybe you can ask this question. I mean, like, you can just raise your hand after a while and see how it goes. Okay.
Sure,
First
sir.
of all, the role of a business analyst is a business analyst is a person or a mediator between a client and a technology company. For example, let's take this with an example. For example, there's a bank called Citibank who wants to create a digital banking mobile app for its customers in India or in US or maybe some other country. Now it's a bank. They have a IT department, but then that is very limited. But then they want some Android app or maybe iOS app for their normal internet banking, IMPS, and all those things to be developed and integrated with their systems. So they reach out to Infosys or TCS. Now there would be some representative from Infosys or TCS. One person would be allocated, one or two person or a team of executives would be associated with them, and Citibank will connect with them, pass on the requirements as in we want a mobile app, it should have this feature, it should look like this, it should look like that, it should operate like this. These are the constraints, these are the rules and regulations provided by RBI or maybe XYZ regulation or XYZ country that they're operating into. So they stand or they point out the requirements or they give the requirements or visualize how they expect the app or a particular website to be working. A business analyst is a person who understands their requirement. If there are any gaps, he tries to clarify whether the requirements are vague, if they are valid or invalid, starts them documenting. Once he starts documenting, he does some of the flow diagrams and some other methods that we'll be covering as a part of business analyst. So he creates some sort of artifacts or documents. Once he is completed with that, he get it verified with the client. This is how these are the requirements that you have given. This is how you expect the functionality or the application to be working. Once the customer agrees to it or gives a sign off, the BA then goes to the technical team, basically nothing but your set of developers and testers. He explains them those requirements, whatever documentation that he has done. He gives a walkthrough of it, and then the development team, if they have any questions, they would ask for the clarification. If the details have been provided to them, then they will start and develop the application. Once the application is developed, testing is completed. Again, they will notify the BA that we have done our work. Please verify or please pass it on to the client. So BA will also do a quick round of testing and pass it on to the customer or the client side. And then the customer will then again evaluate the system, will go release into production. If there is any further support or if any further queries or questions are there from the client side, they will reach out to the BA and they will ask him the questions. BA in turn will answer them. So this is how the role of a BA is expected in the industry, where you do some sort of requirement analysis, you communicate with both the parties, the customer and the internal IT team, and then you again pass on the developed application to your customer and provide some sort of support activities, or you try to see if there are any gaps or any kind of queries or concerns from the customer side. If not, then you move to another project. So this is how the role of a business analyst acting as a mediator between two different parties. One is business and one is your technical. Is this definition to clear to everyone? Is this definition clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Or any questions so far?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Others, please speak out. The best quality of a business analyst is to talk. If a person cannot talk, cannot ask questions, he can never ever be a good business analyst. That's the important thing. Okay. In the meanwhile, I'll start my sharing my screen and let me know if you're able to see my screen, and I'll be taking you through the course content, what I have. And here I believe a lot of things that other institutes generally won't provide you would be covered here. Okay, so let's give it a try. What exactly I have to, I got it for you. I'll just give you a walkthrough for the same. So initially, it will start with theoretical aspect, understanding the business analysis approach or the overall business objective and the stakeholders engagement, and what is it that the stakeholders are expecting from you. Who are your external stakeholders? Who are your internal stakeholders? And how you establish a communication channel with them. Understanding the business analysis as a process, plan, scope, and deliverables. What are you going to be your project activities? General roles and responsibilities of a business analyst in any project or in any company. General guidelines for requirements
Uh,
gathering and
Sorry
planning.
to interrupt you, sir. Excuse me, sir. Can you please slow down a bit because it's too much earlier. Can you please repeat the same
Okay.
from
So you can read it out, right?
starting?
I mean, like, here we'll be studying the business analysis approach. Who are your stakeholders? Who is your client? What is your communication mechanism with them? You cannot directly go and talk with the client every now and then, right? You have to establish a formal communication mechanism with them. Then understanding what kind of project it is, what is the expectation in terms of business analysis, what is the scope, and what is the set of deliverables. What I mean to say here is not necessary that every project would start from scratch that would be available with your company. There are some complex projects where business analysis is owned by Infosys, development would be owned by TCS, and testing would be owned by Wipro, and maybe support activities would be owned by Accenture. So big company, big client, multiple projects or multiple IT partners involved. So the scope, the business analysis activities, or even the set of deliverables or roles and responsibilities that might also change. So how would you interact in such, how would you behave in such situation, or what are your roles and responsibilities? You need to understand that, segregate that. So that is one point that I'm trying to highlight. Second, that what we'll be studying is requirement elicitation and collaboration. When I say elicitation, elicitation is nothing but a method or the way of extracting the information from the client, that what exactly he is looking out for. In order to do that, there are different types of methods or techniques that we will be studying. For example, customer interaction, impact of globalization, observation or job shadowing, studying the existing system where you try to understand the as is system and then coming up with the to be system, then understanding the interfaces, doing some sort of surveys, then facilitated session, joint application development, focus groups, brainstorming, and evaluating the best practice techniques. So these are the general BA practices or BA techniques that you would be following in any company to extract the requirements. Now, why this is needed? There can be a situation that BA just that the client just has an idea what exactly they are looking out for, but they do not know how it would work, how it would behave. Just on the concepts, you just cannot develop an application. Everything requires money. So you need to extract the information, what exactly is the client looking out for, so that you build a right application rather than just going ahead with the flow. Once you understood the requirement, then it would go through the requirements lifecycle management. Here we'll be studying the objectives overview, how you start documenting the requirements or how you trace the requirements, maintain them, prioritizing the requirements, and assessing the change request. In case if a requirement is again changing, what kind of flow it would go through. Ideally, requirements are not supposed to change, but then in general, they might change at any point of time. So what kind of phase it would go through, we'll study that as well. Then requirement analysis and design definition. So here you will be actually drafting down the different sections within a BRD, which stands for business requirement document, where we'll be studying the writing down the text document that is nothing but you as a state, to be state, functional specifications, UML diagrams. Then these requirements that you have done, you will be going through how to verify and validate these requirements again. Then you will be verifying the solution. Then there would be something called a solution evaluation and writing down the acceptance criteria. This is the place where we'll get into the agile methodology part. So here agile would be also explained from scratch as if you do not know anything. You don't even know what is Jira Confluence. We'll start from that area. So everything would be completely hands-on. So here we'll see how to write the requirements in the form of user stories, In case if you have multiple solutions, how would you choose the better solution? Certainly, it's not the decision of a BA, but then it's going to be decision of an entire team, maybe technical team. But then you are supposed to come up with multiple solutions if required. And what would be your plan for matching the solution to the needs of the customer? How that has to be tested and meet the quality assurance needs, and planning for the test activities. So everything would be covered. Then there are a lot of techniques like ratiometrics, rates, entitlements, data mapping, data modeling, impact analysis, and effort estimation for a particular project, and other BA techniques. Will be covering all those things. Okay. So this is more on the BA part. Now, this seems to be pretty theoretical. In bookish terms, or if you go anywhere, it would be completely theory. But whenever I'll be taking any of these topics, we'll be taking a real-time mini project or real-time project where you end up doing this kind of discussion, gathering the requirements, and then documenting on your own. I would be acting as a stakeholder. You would be discussing, or you would be asking me the questions in terms of requirement, and then you are supposed to write down a BRD. You would end up writing a BRD. So there would be a complete joint session, which all of us would be doing as a part of stakeholder and BA kind of thing. I'll show you an example. For example, this is a problem statement. At the end of the day, or at the end of the sessions, you would end up writing a BRD like this, drawing all these sessions, writing down all this text and other things, and the specifications and all this kind of text representation would be done by you. So this is not fully complete thing, just a pictorial, just a rough work that I've done just for demo purpose. But then you would end up doing something like this. So this is called as a business requirement document, which is taken as a practical assignment. For every session that we take, there would be some part of assignment also given to you guys, which you are supposed to do, which you are supposed to work on. And once you have practice for this, it is like as good as you're working in the industry. So Jira and everything would be completely hands-on. Apart from this, we'll cover the testing session where I'll be explaining you what is testing, how to do testing, at least at a basic level, and then writing test cases. And for this, I'll give you a practical assignment where you're supposed to do the complete testing, artifact creation, or document creation. After that, we'll be covering the basics of SQL also. SQL basics till joins we'll be covering completely hands-on. Okay. This is on the BA part, training part, like the material and everything would be given to you. That's not a problem. Secondly, resume making. I'll be helping you for making the resume, how you should be transitioning your resume, how you should be showing that you're already a BA and moving for the BA interview opportunities. And third thing would be, on a daily basis, we share a lot of job posts which you are supposed to apply for a particular region or for a particular company that you are looking out for. So this is how my offering would be in terms of the BA part. This is how I can help you teach the BA thing. And people have been doing really well after this curriculum. If you go anywhere, if you join any other institute, they will just cover this BA part, that too with theory, which will never help you to crack a job. Jira and Confluence, even if you do any kind of CSPO or kind of certification, nobody will teach you how to open Jira, how to write user story, how to navigate the board. Okay, this is the differentiating factor. Testing and SQL, they are treated as different topics generally in anywhere else. So nobody will even bother to touch on this topic or talk on this topic. But then when you go for an interview, all of this would be asked, because I am also an interviewer I've taken interviews in many companies in the past, and even in my current company, I've been taking interviews. So the requirements generally come up in terms of BA part, Agile part, testing, and SQL. So everything has to be touched. If a candidate doesn't know, he's rejected there itself. Okay, so this is it in terms of the curriculum part. If anybody has got any questions, the forum is then open now for Q&A.
Hi, Gaurish. Thanks for your time. This is Krishna this side. One question which keeps on interrupting me is, what is a difference between a change management profile versus business analyst? Because both are the agents of change, but when it comes to practicality as such in the corporate
Change
world,
manager acts as is mainly from the business side. Okay, he is the one who is giving you the requirement. He is a stakeholder, ideally. Okay, and the BA generally works on the IT side.
Okay, so this is something called functional business analyst, techno-functional.
Not even, yeah, that way. But then change manager not necessarily is always functional. What happens is, let's say ICICI wants to launch a credit card, a super premium credit card in India, for example. Okay. Now this requirement has come up from the product team or the credit card head of ICICI Bank, correct? There would be somebody senior authority from credit cards. He is initiating that product. Now, what are the features that a product should have? There would be somebody who is acting as a subordinate for that product, right? There would be some product or business rules engineer manager, right? So he is the person who writes down the business scenarios or business things. That person acts as a change manager, and that person gives the requirements to the IT. Maybe one person, or that there could be 3-4 people working on that kind of situation.
So how are these two interrelated, change management versus business analyst?
It is, one is from the IT side, one is from purely from the business side. So change manager gives the
Okay.
actual requirement,
Yes,
whereas
yes,
IT
yes.
guy, he works on the
He
systems
works for
part,
that.
on the
He works
validation.
for
How,
change
yes,
management requirement.
yes. Now your change manager, he won't say like, he would say like, if a particular field is blank, error message should be displayed. Now where to display, how to display, what to display, the IT guy decides.
And an analyst will be like the bridge between the change management versus IT to keep
Yes,
the deliverables intact.
yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Any questions from anyone? Any further questions?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I was having a question that there is, as we see, there is SQL and all the terms
Mhm.
also. So we will be having the language part also.
No, it is not needed. SQL is over and above. It's not 100% compulsory, but it's an value add or kind of an add-on activity for any resource to have as a BA. It is
Okay.
not 100%
So
required, but then
other
you'll
language.
find few jobs where it is required. Other programming, it's not needed.
Okay, sir.
Any further questions from anyone?
Yeah, hi Gaurish, Usha
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So I have a question with respect to resume. When you
Mhm.
said that we'll be getting that support from you to update our resume. So
Mhm.
I'm already working as a BA for a couple of years now, but I
Mhm.
want to shift my domain into capital markets.
Okay.
So how would you help me in updating my resume, because I don't have any projects that I have worked on, and I don't have any experience in capital markets domain.
Okay. So ideally, you will have to gauge yourself in terms of capital markets. In terms of project, maybe some sort of project can be given. Ideally, I give banking projects, but then I stick to corporate banking or retail banking. I have also worked in capital markets, but then it becomes very difficult to give that project or explain that project because that is not day-to-day practice. But then if somebody wants, I can give that. It's basically equity middle office or maybe equity back office related project. So that can be given. Further, maybe when Harsh gives his part, maybe that he can answer how the project can be shaped up for, how can we shape your project for a particular capital markets project area. But then in general, the BA project remains same in general. Like the overall CV should look irrespective of your domain area. Majority of the items should look similar. That's what I could help you with. But then project, if you're specifically looking out for that, then ideally I would suggest you need to have good hands-on practice over capital market, because if you jump directly, it's very difficult. But then, are you into banking first of all?
No, that's what. I'm not into banking, so I'm trying to
Okay,
get
so
into
getting into
investment
banking would be first part I would suggest.
Yeah.
Directly jumping into capital market, certainly it might work out. I won't say no to it. But then get into banking first, because once you are into banking, then you can move anywhere. So it
Yeah.
has to be stepped process. If you directly want to jump there, it can be a little difficult, or people might understand that you're not from banking term or something. Then that can be a little difficult. So two approaches you can take. One, directly giving it a try. If not, then taking a step-based approach, like get into retail or digital
Yeah,
or corporate banking.
I'm okay with retail banking also, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
It's not
So
like
for
I'm just
retail banking,
focusing.
certainly I have a lot of projects, customer onboarding, debit cards, credit cards for different regions. And I've given these projects to n number of candidates, and almost everybody has got a job with that. So that would be complete hands-on again. So everything would be provided in that case. Plus
All
resume making, majority of the things would be available. You just have to twist and turn these things, use a template that you're looking out for, and go ahead.
Because I
Go for
already
it.
have a BA resume. It's just that I want to add projects, banking related projects, in order to get into a banking domain. But the thing is, like even for project name, how do I give, or if
Yeah, I
I
understood
want
your
to
point.
give a
Got it.
client name, right?
Yeah.
I need to go give a
And which
client.
company you're working for?
I'm working for Wipro as of now.
So you
But
are from Wipro. Wipro, then definitely you can put a lot of things.
lot of things, but then again, it has to be legit, right? I just cannot put anything. That's why I'm more
Understood.
worried.
And which
So if it
location you're
was
from?
not like, I'm from Mumbai.
Okay.
Hmm.
ठीक है,
So,
Wipro तो no problem. I can give you a number of projects for Wipro.
okay. Only thing is the client and all, the clientele and all, whatever information
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
giving
yeah.
should not be looking like too much of,
No,
main.
pretty much possible. Pretty much possible. Don't worry on that. And which sector or which client you're working as of now and as what?
No, actually, it's a different entity. I'm not directly into Wipro, but payroll is Wipro. So we got acquired by Wipro, but I'm mostly from HR domain. So
Okay.
from HR domain, we have certain clients like Bank of America and all, but I'm not working on the banking side of Bank of America.
Understood.
I'm working on the
Understood.
HR side, payroll side.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
So
Anybody
Harish,
else has got any question?
Kishore, Ranjan, Satish, Suhail, any question, guys? Anything you would like to ask? Yeah, Kishore have already asked. Yeah.
Hi Gaurish. For transitioning to BA, is MBA necessary or
No,
is
not
it
at all.
possible to
Not at
directly
all.
transition?
Directly you can. It's not needed. See, MBA is not at all needed.
Okay.
Hello.
Regarding the course, will you elaborate in some time or
I've already done it.
about the duration and fees?
The course outline, what we'll be covering, that is already covered. For the BA part, just the BA part, it would be taking 7 to 8 weekends. 8 weekends you can assume, which covers the entire BA part, Agile, SQL, and everything. But then from 5th weekend onwards, you can start applying for the jobs, the resume creation also.
Hello.
Okay. Regarding the fees?
Regarding fees, we'll come back in a while. So Nitesh will brief on that. We'll still take the questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, if you're trying to speak something, please tell.
Yes. Hi, Gaurish.
Yeah.
Actually, I was working as a test analyst, software test analyst, and I'm into testing only.
Okay.
Right now, I'm not working just since 1 year. So, can I switch to BA? Then will it be okay?
You
Means
can do that.
with my,
Which look.
because I have gone through, as you have explained, almost I have gone through those steps, I must say. Because as a business analyst, we go through requirement and all. I was a part of that, but not actually on that position.
Okay. And may I know how many years of experience do you have?
Around I'm having around 6+ years experience in testing, but
Okay.
in manual only.
That is fine. That's absolutely fine. Automation is not needed. I mean, like for BA thing. So you can
Yeah.
go for that. See, transition is pretty easy. Now the thing is, why you had a gap, you will have to explain because you are taken a gap, right?
Yeah. Just because of family.
So whatever is there, you will have to explain that. For that, the reason has to be genuine. But then there are a lot of programs that are going these days, right? For female and diversity and comeback kind of thing. So that is one solution that you can offer for these requirements. Another thing is you can go for third party or contract to hire kind of positions where you would work for a particular client on a third party payroll for a year, and then payroll is getting taken over by somebody else. Okay, so that would work out particularly in your situation because they want people to join immediately, and people won't pay much attention on your gap, or there won't be much scrutiny. So this would be the best situation for you.
Okay, thank you. And one more thing is, do I need to add some other project in that case, or
Which
do I
company
need
or which domain are
to
you
take
working for?
any help? No, actually, I was working with another my retail company, retail domain.
Okay,
I
retail
was
domain.
working with IT company
Which
only,
company? Which company?
but in retail also.
That's fine. Which company was that?
It was UK based. It was UK based company and Amsphere.
Okay. So you can go for that if you want to move
It
to
is not
banking.
MNC.
That is
It is not
absolutely
MNC.
fine. That is absolutely fine. But then you have your genuine documents and other things, right?
Yeah, I have gone through that. So, do I need to add any other project,
It's
or
up to
it
you.
will be okay
You
with that project only I can carry?
you can do both the things. Like, if you want to put a different project, you can do that. And you can show your current, current project itself, but then the role was business analyst. That way you can transition.
Okay.
Both the things are possible.
Okay.
Yeah. And which location are you from?
Okay. Pune.
Okay, you're from Pune itself. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Any other question from anyone?
So, guys, any more question? Harish, Ranjan? Okay, so Harsh, over to you for a capital market. Now, guys, please understand this is a part of business analyst, right? And the second part, which we are going to cover, that is optional. Again, if you want to take it, perfectly fine. If you do not want to take it, again, your choice. All right. So, Gaurish, please stay because might be people have some question. So,
Okay.
Harsh, yeah, thank you, Gaurish. Harsh, over to you.
Yeah, sure. Hi all. Nitish, can you share that slide, please?
Okay, okay. Just a moment. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Nitish. So, hi all. My name is Harsh. I have near about 16 plus years of experience in the capital market. And I have done few certifications in the capital markets domain only, basically with the NCFM. If you heard from the NCFM, that is the National Institute of Financial Training Communication, that is from the NSC side. So my experience Nickly talks about what are the different asset classes I have worked with.
Hello, Harsh.
Yes.
Could you be a bit more louder?
Okay, give me a second. Is it good now?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. So in the capital markets, we will be talking about the different asset classes. Basically, we will start with the equities and then move on to the different asset classes. So firstly, we will understand what is the financial markets in India and abroad. What are the different jargons and terms do we require in our day-to-day activities with respect to the capital markets. After the equities, like in the equities, we'll talk about what is the IPO, what is the FPO, how the like equity pricing is done, what is the primary market, secondary market, all those stuffs, and what is the dividend spent, all the basic things which are generally required by the capital markets. After equity, we will move to a section that is called the derivatives. Okay, the most important and the asked questions in the interview, if you face any interviews regarding the investment banking, maybe Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, all those organizations, they're very keen on the derivative side. Okay, so we will be covering the basic derivatives technology with the call and put, not their strategies. A reason being because the objective is to check and learn each and every asset class and its flavor, rather than having a mastery on a single set of asset class. Okay. So in the derivative market, we will be talking about what are the calls and puts, what are future forwards, okay, how they are priced, how they are different from each other, okay, what sort of interview questions have been asked, and how the derivatives work in the Indian market and in the US markets. Okay, the third thing we'll be talking about the fixed income. So when we say the fixed income, so this is the third asset class, which is very specific to the organizations which require the skill set in the bonds market. Okay, so when we say the bonds market, it is very different from the equity markets. It is more complex but less content than equity, because equity has many flavors, bonds have less flavors, but we have to deep dive into what type of bonds, what are the bond attributes, what are the rating agencies which do type of bonds. Okay, then we have the concept of the yield and prices, and how equity and bonds markets are related to each other. Okay, so this is the third one. After that, we will be taking talking about the mutual funds. Okay, so generally the mutual fund you can think of like a portfolio management. So in a portfolio management, we have all what it's a it's a mixture of all the equity, derivatives, forex, bonds, okay, everything. That is the portfolio management. And in the mutual fund, we'll be talking about how the mutual fund works and what's the structure for any of the mutual funds, and how the terminology changes when we talk about mutual fund with respect to the any other asset classes. Example, like in equity, we talk in terms of units and prices, but in mutual fund, we talk about in terms of the NAVs. Okay, and the mutual fund units can be in decimals, but in India, the equity units cannot be in decimal, but in US it can be in decimal. So all those basic things, and the clarity of how the things operate. Okay, and the last asset class is the forex. Okay, so these all are the 5 asset classes we will be talking about in the classes. Plus, we will be talking about the trade life cycle. Okay, now the trade life cycle is a generic term, and it varies and depends upon the which asset class we are talking about. So we'll be understanding what is the trade life cycle of any asset class, and what is the front office, middle office, and the back office in those asset classes. Okay, by the end of the capital markets, you will be able to understand and think like what all jargons and what all things are generally used in our capital markets. And the disclaimer is the objective is to learn the domain. Objective is not to learn how the trading is done. Okay, by the end of the session, I will show you my portfolio, what I have done. Okay, sorry, how the trading is done. Okay, how the orders are placed in the equity markets. Okay, what will the impact on the stock prices if there is stock dividend declared or the stock split happens. So all these things. So this is all we are going to cover in the capital markets, very specific to the people who wanted to go with the capital markets only. Okay, and in general we can learn anything. So this is all for the capital markets. Any queries, please?
Yeah, Harsh, so people can ask this query. I remember Usha was having one query, like any tool, any specific tool if you are going to cover?
Okay, so there are not specific tools we can say, but there are few open websites in which you can do the dummy trading like kind of a thing, just to understand. But there are few websites we can say which will give you a deep understanding of how the things works. Okay, so I will be covering those. Okay, and regarding one of the candidates talk about the project. Okay, so it all depends upon what sort of background we have. Okay, and if we have all together worked in any of the thing, you must have been like one of the have done on the financial part. Okay, because say if you book a ticket also, okay, then at the end of the ticket you make a payment. When you take a payment, you do a sort of a calculation part of a thing. Okay, so that thing is related to some of the back and forth terms related to the particular domain. So in the capital market, you cannot make anything in general. You have to be very specific that we worked upon this part. Okay, and you cannot lose the terms loosely there, because if I say the IRS, okay, so for some of the people IRS is Indian Revenue Services. For me it is the interest rate swap. Okay, so you need to understand like which context you are telling and how much you are telling to the other party to make sure what exactly we are putting in the resume. So very specific in terms of capital market if somebody is looking for that. I hope that answers the query.
Hi, this is Manisha. I also have a query. I just wanted to know, are we also going to learn financial analysis?
Not exactly. We will not be going with the financial analysis. We will be covering the asset classes and their properties, their attributes, and how they work.
And how is it related with business analyst position?
Okay, so the organizations like you think of like Saxo Bank, JP Morgan, or any other financial company which are basically the product based, or even like big giants also like TCS, Wipro, HCL, they have a specific vertical which talks about and works into the capital markets only, not the retail banking, but the capital markets. Okay, so the people working in those group have like a very specific thing, that is the capital markets, in which they know these jargons and they know what exactly the customer is asking for. Okay, you cannot go to any other project and started talking about the equity market or bond market. So you must understand what is market is all about, what are the different asset classes, what are their properties, and what the client is asking. Then only you will able to think as a business analyst in that particular direction in the capital markets.
And they don't expect us to know about financial analysis.
It depends upon what sort of client is looking for. If it is like a migration project, then the like only the detailed things basic knowledge of the capital market will work. But if it's something that you required, how many trades are required, how many trades are there in a particular script on a particular day by the end of the year, that all together are different techniques and different tools. But you can able to do that only if you understand the domain, if you understand the equity market. So the bottom line is, if you understand that domain, then only you can think in that direction. If you do not understand that domain, then there are two parts. Firstly, understand the domain, make it familiar, and do that analysis.
Okay.
Okay. Sure. Anybody have any questions, queries?
Yeah, Usha here. So I do understand that you will be providing me domain knowledge with respect to capital markets, but like only getting domain knowledge is not sufficient, right? Like how I forgot the name, sorry, but how the previous instructor, he mentioned that he'll be helping us out with resume and probably giving us some kind of project where we'll actually understand how it works and we'll be in a better position to attend interviews. So will that kind of support provided for capital markets domain training, or is it just the domain training that you'll be providing?
Okay, so see, the person who has the background in a better position, but a person who does not have a background at all, okay, so his resume needs to prove that. Okay, so there are two things: either you make a little bit fudge into the resume, that's the one thing, but fudge needs to be understand that I have done this based upon the level of understanding and the learning you required. Okay, so the first way is like you understand the things. Okay, make a small dummy project and put it in the resume. The other part is go with few certifications that is available in the market that is like generally required by the client, like the NCFM sort of things. Okay, so if you go to the NCFM website, okay, that is the like NSE website, National Stock Exchange. Okay, you will see n number of certifications there. So if you do any of the basic certifications, okay, and you write in your resume that I have done this basic project, or like I have done this way, that will give the interviewer enough knowledge, like you must be knowing what the capital market, you must be familiar with the terms and technologies, and you have done that project. So you need to work upon it and build upon it. That's the only thing.
Okay, yeah, so I'm good with the certifications part. Fine, I'll be doing it. But what if even that is not sufficient, to get a job in capital markets? So I would definitely need something to show on my resume that I have a certain number of years of experience. So how about that?
So, okay. So in general, you were requiring that you require a specific project that I will be providing you and you will be putting in your resume so that it reflects you have worked in the capital markets.
Yeah. Basically, I need an overall preparation and not just a domain knowledge training. That's what I'm expecting, actually.
Yeah, that will be worked upon, like based upon the things. If you go forward, that will be worked upon. That I can provide you a dummy like projects, okay, and on which you can build upon, and then we can sit together and see like what you have done and what's the part of what the project is all about.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Any other queries, boss?
Yeah. So the projects which we will get, it will be from different domains or industries.
Okay, so yes, but I will be like, if somebody have already a prior experience in any of the asset classes, he has the liberty to put anything. But if you ask me, if you do not have the like any of the capital markets like experience, then I will prefer to go with the equities, because that's the easiest to learn and easiest to explain. And there are n number of equity projects in the market, and which anybody can write it. So that is my preference. And if somebody wants, no, I want a specific Forex project, I want a specific derivatives product, then that can be worked upon. But it's a little bit challenging on your part to make sure that you learn those sort of things into your resume and you have that much confidence when interview will ask, you can carry that queries to that.
I just want to be clear on one thing. Actually, I'm sorry I have joined the class, the demo session late, but I just wanted to, see, I'm from a digital marketing domain. All right, I really don't have any idea about business analysis, how to do it and everything. So whatever you are, teaching in this course, I just wanted to be clear about that, that through this course, can we only get into capital markets? Like there are different industries where I can get a business
Okay.
analyst position. So I just wanted to know, through this course, are we only going to get into capital markets?
Okay, so since you are late, so this session was divided into two parts. Okay, the first part was the business analyst part, which have taken care by the Gaurish, and the second part is the capital markets part. So Gaurish have already explained that the business part is the generic one. Anybody can do that activity. Anybody can be the part of the business analyst group. There are certain procedure, there are certain rules, there are certain things that needs to be learned by the business analyst. Okay, so Gaurish has already taken care of it. You will get the recording after that. And the second part is the capital markets, which is very specific to the thing. If you are looking for a capital markets domain, Forex, equity, all those stuff. Okay, so it's an optional part, not rigid that you have to go with both the activities at the same time.
Okay, through this, this capital market course, I can apply in capital markets as a business analyst, right?
Yes. Specific to the capital markets. And the business analyst is generic. You work in any domain, you require that skill set of business analyst to be there. But to be the capital markets part and the capital market side, you need to be a little bit specific with terms to the domain knowledge.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So for other industries, it is not very much required to have that domain knowledge?
It all depends in like I have worked basically like most of the like capital markets and the investment banking domain. Okay, capital markets domain. So I am more concise upon that. Like if you are like think of a think of a Zerodha platform. Okay, so Zerodha is also doing the digital marketing to promote their work and also as a brokerage firm. Okay, so if you are in Zerodha working on the digital marketing side, you will be talking about digital marketing. If somebody is working upon the equity settlement side, he will be talking about the equity settlement. But Zerodha as a whole works upon both the things.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So Manisha, you can go through the recording after the session.
Yes, I will.
As Harsh covered, he is focused on the capital markets because it's again a huge area and it's little complex because monetary aspect is very high there. The other areas that I'll be taking is going to be online applications or maybe like e-banking, retail banking, or digital banking, plus some sort of e-commerce ka flavor we'll be taking. So that anybody who is not from capital markets, but then he wants to understand the entire process with some tangible aspect of banking and financial services, with e-commerce or whatever you say, so that can be clubbed while learning those applications, or that thought process can be developed. That is again a specialization. Plus, capital markets is a huge area where we have a dedicated domain training. This is how we have divided.
I'm interested. If I would get any job as a business analyst in capital markets, I'm very much interested in that. But I just wanted to be clear. Is this this capital market course is entirely dedicated to understanding the domain and getting a job into capital markets. So I just wanted to be clear on that part.
Yeah, so it's like dual, like BA plus capital markets. It would be this kind of course for you in that case.
Okay, yeah, got it.
So any more question, any of you? Usha.
Yeah, I do have. Is placement assistance also provided with respect to capital markets domain?
Yeah, I'm coming on that. Apart from that, if any question from Harsh or Gaurish? Okay, Gaurish, I would request you if you can showcase that what kind of a feedback has been given after the placement. So then after that, I will show the candidates that.
Okay, actually I logged out my WhatsApp. You continue further. Maybe I'll just log in again.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so let me come here for this. Like we have our BA job group, right? And just a moment. So here you can see that, I mean, the old message are not sent, but every day we share a lot of, at least 10 to 15 jobs, which we share here in this BA group. Approximately 539 or 530 professionals are there. Like just now, someone has pinged that he got a call from one of our group. Let me show you that person. Yeah, this person has got a call, right? And he was looking for some more, something more here, like some help, anything for the placement. One thing. Second thing, if I say, right, so in the meantime, Garish is showing to you. Let me show you something else, like how people post about our PA batches. Again, guys, since my WhatsApp is just renewed, so I'm very sorry I cannot show you. But Garish, once Garish will log in, so he will show you that a lot of people have shared. Rather, if I go, yes, this thing I can do. Right, these are the feedback given by the people who have attended our workshop. Like he was a manual tester having 10 years of experience, now plays the Scrum framework, and I mean, all these things. You guys can go and check by yourself that what kind of a feedback we got for any of the training program that we have done, especially for uh, business analyst and for automation. So, Garish, is your laptop on?
Yes, just give me a moment. I got it, but
Sure.
then yeah, little I'm not very comfortable to use WhatsApp on laptop.
No, okay, it's okay.
Yeah, just
One
give me a
thing
moment.
which I would like to share with you guys, please do not expect that we are doing the placement. Again, there is a difference between job assistance and job placement. We don't do job placement, and honestly speaking, I don't believe on that, to do a false promise or fake promise that no, we are going to place you. No, we don't do that. We share the job, you apply for that, and we will groom you in the way that you can clear the interview. If you are looking for that, we have some tie-up. No, we don't have. We are not going to place the people. We have the tie-up people. I mean, a lot of consultants share their opening with us, which we post on a group. You have to apply for those jobs and crack the interviews.
What is the average package of jobs, I mean, that you share in the group?
Uh, it depends on experience, right, Manisha? Usually, I mean, what package is there? So Gaurish can help you in a better way, but lot of job, and it depends on location and company as well also.
Okay, like
Nitish, maybe I mean, like, I've got two different WhatsApp numbers, so I'm lost where are those messages that I've taken. But then I can forward it to you again after some time, and you can just circulate, like, whoever wants to see the recommendation and
Yeah,
other
yeah,
things.
not a problem, not a problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In terms of the job, what was that job salary, right? So again, it depends which company you're joining for. The average rate in India today is, like, if you have 10 years of experience, 25 to 35 is the minimum rate. So experience into three times. 10 years, 30 lakhs is pretty average. We have got a lot of candidates who were from different background, maybe PMO, HR kind of thing, from TCS and Infosys kind of thing, where 10 years experience they had, and their cities was pretty low, 7, 8, or 9. They've grabbed more than 25, 30 lakhs also. We had another candidate. She was a tester working with FIS in Pune. Uh, 15 or 16 years experience, around 11, 15 or 16 lakh CTC, around 11 years of experience. I referred her within Citibank, like, there was opening, and I, like, referrals kind of thing. If I have contact, I do that also. So we did that. She grabbed an offer of 38 lakhs, more than 100%. There are many people who grab more than 100%, more than 100%.
even if they are from a completely different background.
Yes, 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 completely background. Yeah,
I
Nitish, you can show this at least.
Yeah, I at least, yeah, a few of the screenshot I have. I mean, it was long time back we have taken. Thank you, Gaurish. I got offer from IBM today. Thank you, Gaurish. I have taken offer from Reliance Business Analyst. This is from HSBC. This is from Synchron. This is from offer from one of the company for Noida. Again, guys, I'm sorry I'm showing the name here as well. This is I finally got joining letter from any company, Nagaro. Then this is,
This
I
guy
mean,
joined Barclays, I think. Yeah.
okay, okay. So again, guys, a lot of things are there, but yes, I can show you one thing that we have done the placement. Yes, this is for a business analyst. So we have people got placed into the new entity data, Michelin, Credit Suisse, Newgen, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Tech Mahindra,
Mm-hmm.
Thoughtworks, Synchron, L&T, IBM, right?
Still
I mean,
Barclays and Citi. These two
yeah,
brands are again missing, which are big banks. We'll have to again edit this. But
yeah,
then, yeah.
yeah.
Hitesh, I've shared you
Actually,
3-4 more
this,
screenshots that are recent ones on your WhatsApp. Maybe if you are comfortable, you can do that.
sure, sure, I will. Because this slide we have prepared when we have a 515 rating. I mean, 2 or 3 months before we have taken it. Any more question, any of you? Now, the question comes that what should be the timing? So timing will be 9 to 11 on the weekend, and it will be the weekend batches. And one more thing that we have already got last week, Krishna, like you were there. So last week we have already done the demo, and we got a few of the candidates who are interested and transfer the fees. This is the second time we are doing the demo here. Okay, Gaurish, you have shared few of the screenshot. Let me share here.
Yeah, on WhatsApp. Yeah, those are the recent ones.
Okay. Niva Bupa, and then it is okay, Shivans.
He's from Noida. He was a branch banker. He moved to this thing. He
Acha.
was a guy. He was struggling to get an offer. He was in Infosys, I think, for more than 10 years,
Yeah,
and he was having a very difficult time to move out. So finally, got an offer from Wipro. I think he got almost 80 or 100% hike.
okay. He got two offer.
This lady got two offers. She did a course somewhere else. Nobody supported her, not at all. She paid roughly 45 or 50,000. Nobody helped her out.
The
She came down to
same
us.
lady, right?
No, no, she's a different one. We this is
Okay.
another one. She came, did something else somewhere, not able to crack anything. She was also into HDFC Bank, into credit card sales and credit card marketing kind of thing. Finally,
Mm-hmm.
she ended up with two offers, almost 100% hike she has got. So her
Okay,
CTC
okay.
was roughly 6 lakhs. She got an offer of 11 and 11.5 and bonus on top
I
of it.
remember there was a one more girl who has done training from Pune, right? And
Yeah,
around
yeah, yeah. I'm not having her
5,000.
feedback now. Maybe I'll have to search.
Yeah, yeah. No
Uh,
problem. It's
yeah.
okay.
So people ended
Okay.
up with 60, 70,000, but people did not even bother to talk with them. Training to dur ki baat hai. People did not even talk with them after trainings. What is it that they are lacking? How to prepare resume? How to apply for things? So this kind of cases also we have handled a couple of times. And after joining us, after taking training, they happily got and transitioned into a business analyst role.
Yeah, yeah.
People ended up spending 60 to 70,000 roughly.
Yes, I do not want to take the training institution name, but Gaurish, I got a mail from same HR that they want to collaborate with us. I mean, I
Oh,
sorry I couldn't told you. This just Friday I got a mail.
no, okay.
I will show you after this meeting.
Mhm.
Okay, so guys, here the
I have a question.
yes, please ask.
So, the whatever you have shown right now, right? The placements and all. I guess most of them were already having some kind of banking experience, although
No,
not
no,
in.
no, not necessary. Some of them were branch bankers. Some of them were working as PMO. Some of them were
Correct, but
working in
they were
sales.
somehow related to banks, right? Not into IT,
Hmm.
although, but still they were kind of related to
Yeah.
banks. They are working in some kind of position in banks itself, so they
Hmm.
are already kind of having some kind of idea. But for a person like me, I have not really worked in a banking firm or in a banking domain.
Hmm.
So do you think
Yeah,
we
that's absolutely possible, right? Because these guys, they just know what is sales, right? They उनको सिर्फ पता है credit card कैसे चलता है. They don't know how systems work. So these are some
Hmm.
of the cases where people were from banking background, but then there are a lot of people who are working as a PMO. You would be aware of the PMO role in Wipro, right? They just do resource management kind of thing, RMG kind of thing. Even they moved. So that lady I was talking about, she moved to JP Morgan from TCS.
okay?
She was a PMO. There was another guy who was working as a kind of PMO come PMO coordinator. Even that guy joined some I think it was Cognizant or Accenture. I don't remember now. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many cases. See, the point is you need to know the process and how you sell yourself or how you answer it. BA is all about confidence, how you talk, how you explain.
Sure.
Rest, the person should be knowing काम कर लेगा नहीं करेगा. If the guy is confident he will do it, he'll hire you. If he thinks you're lacking something, there's no spark, then it's a different story.
Yep.
So BA is a confidence game.
Okay.
Right? So interview questions, mock interviews, everything would be taken care. Interviews, 90% of the questions would be coming from the list that I'll be giving it to you, or maybe even Harsh will helping you with. So majority of the things would be taken care. Now the point is you have to be dedicated. If you don't put dedication, nobody can help you. So it's as good as like, going to college, bunking the classes and going home. So it will not help anyone. So that
Again,
dedication
I
has to be
also
from the candidate side.
have another question. I mean, I wanted to know, like getting into a business analyst position, mostly I have seen people like who have done MBA or
No,
any,
it's not at all needed actually. A lot of people think MBA is needed. It's not so. But then you should have some sort of business industry experience, maybe 2 years, 3 years on the minimum side. That helps you to get into the industry. So MBA is not at all needed.
okay. I mean, because I have seen, like, getting into a good company, you really need to have an MBA,
No, not
especially
at
for
all.
an analyst position.
No, it's not needed. If you have it, it's a good thing, but it's not at all a mandatory requirement.
Okay.
Okay, so coming for the workshop, that the fees is 20,000, which we have kept for business analyst, and if there is a 3 early bird which we have offered, that's a 1,500 rupees discount on a early bird for a first 3 people who will transfer the fees. I mean, you can do the partial payment as well, and rest in a month you have to pay the complete fees. Plus, if you refer someone, so 500 rupees additional discount which we are offering. And Snehal, just take a screenshot. People who have stayed late in this demo, they will get additional 500 rupees discount here.
Yeah, sure.
And for a capital market, if anyone wants to go, then it is 8,000 rupees. But again, early bird discount is 1,500 rupees for first 2 entries and a referral discount of 500 rupees. And this will take around 1 to 1.5 month of a workshop. So it's not 3 and 3.5 month, but rather once you will finish at least 3 to 4 classes for the business analyst, in parallel, your capital market classes will go on. If someone says, I want to go with the both with the business analyst and capital market, so there will be a 26,000 rupees, because 2,000 we already have given the discount, and plus 3,500 rupees extra discount that we have offered with the business analyst and capital market, plus referral discount of 1,000 rupees, right? So this is the thing, and this will be the weekend classes, and the study materials and everything will be given to you, like job assistance, career guidance, job sharing group we have, and you can pay the fees in installment. If anyone is saying that I need a fee receipt as well, so we provide the fee receipt because we are registered Edu-Tech organization, so we can provide you the fee receipt as well, but 18% extra GST will be charged on that. But if you don't need a fee receipt, that's perfectly fine. No GST will be charged on that. Now, if you have any question, you can ask. Gayatri, Harish, Kishore, Manisha, Ranjan, Shivam, Suhail, Usha. Okay, no question. So guys, again, as I said, that we have already candidates for our 18 batch, because last week we have done the demo and we have finalized a few people who have transferred the fees. From next week, that is from 18th, we are going to start our workshop, and that will be regular. From here, guys, 2 things will happen. Either you will not join the workshop, perfectly fine. That is your choice and your career. And you are going to join the workshop. If you are coming with us, please come up with one thought process, that be serious for next 2 or 2.5 months, because this is your money, this is your career, and this is your time. Believe me, in past 17 batches, I have seen people who are serious after the completion of the workshop. Within 10 days or 15 days, they have cracked the interview and has taken minimum 40 to 50% hike in their current package. So if you are coming with us, again, I am repeating, underlining it, please come up with some seriousness. Don't come up with that I have joined this batch and whether I will see the recording. Don't invest your money. Rather, you can go and buy some videos from from Udemy, and you can watch that. That is sufficient. But yes, if you are coming for the knowledge, please come up with some seriousness.
And everything is hands-on, by the way. That is another differentiating factor, which, as per my knowledge, nobody covers.
Absolutely. Second thing which you need to ask your question before log off from here, in the same WhatsApp group around, let me check, approximately approximately 21 people are there. Out of them, only 9 people are present in this forum. Why people are not serious? Why people have shared their email ID but not joined? This is the one question you should ask from yourself. Why only few are getting a good package and getting a good hike in their career? The answer is here. Everyone is looking for the dream company, looking for the career change, but how many are serious? Trust me, in my 17, 18 years of my career, every year I take out minimum 10% of my package to invest somewhere to learn something new. Recently, I have done one course which cost me 2.5 lakh rupees. I never mind because I know this is going to give me a good hike, and I have taken that. In last 2 or 3 years, I have taken more than 100% of my hike. The reason is because I always upgrade myself. So ask this question from yourself. Again, if you are going to join any of the training institution, do all kind of background verification, like which kind of institution is that, what is their reputation, what kind of feedback. If possible, then consult with any of the student who has done that kind of a training. If you want to consult with any of our old student, you can, I welcome to you. You can consult with those people as well. But yes, if you are investing your money, please respect that. With this thought process, I'm going to just close this session. If you have any question, last 30 seconds we can take out, and we can answer your question, either from me, from Gaurish, or from Harsh. Any question? Okay, I believe there is no question. So thank you so much, Gaurish, and thank you, Harsh. So Gaurish and Harsh, I will create one separate group for the people who have paid, and from Monday we can start.
Yep, sure, Nitesh. Thanks.
Krishna, you have any question?